Hello, everybody. I have a change of scenery today. I'm excited. I'm going to college in like 4 days, and I have some books to show you. Okay, you guys, I have to take a classic novels course, and so I have to read 4 books for that course. And the first one is Homer's The Odyssey. Now, this book is about the man Odysseus who comes back from the Trojan War. He tries to return to Ithaca, where his wife Penelope and son Telemachus live. And there are some issues that he faces along the way. He has to fight a Cyclops, he faces Charybdis, and all sorts of things. This is the abridged version, however, an abridged version. And I've read the full version and I really liked it, but I'm a little cautious about this version because it's not going to have everything in it. However, it's supposed to have the important points, so whatever that means, I don't know. But I look forward to reading it anyway. The second book I have to show you is Virgil's Aeneid. Now, this novel is written after the Odyssey, and it follows the story of Aeneas as he leaves his home of Troy to found Rome in Latium. Now, it's very similar to the Odyssey in the fact that there are monsters that Aeneas has to face, and there are troubles once he gets to where they are going to eventually place Rome. He has to fight some people that disagree with his beliefs and things like that. I really enjoyed this book, and I really enjoyed the character of Aeneas much more than Odysseus, because while Odysseus was the wise hero, I think he's known as, this Aeneas is more of the pious hero, which I think is very interesting, because after every time they reach an island or every time they win a battle, Aeneas is very prayerful, and it's just a different aspect of war that I think a lot of people don't look at. The third book I have to show you is Dante's Divine Comedy. Now, this story was written in the Middle Ages when Dante was born, somewhere around the mid 13th century. It's about basically the story of a man who travels through hell and purgatory and heaven. And it's just something that's always interested me because I am a religious person, and I'm really fascinated by the ideas associated with all those places. I wonder what Dante's imagination thought, oh, this is what heaven's going to be like. This is what hell's going to be like. You know, I've always found those ideas interesting, and I'm really excited to read it. Hey, you guys, the last book that I have to read for my college course is Paradise Lost. Now, this novel was written in the 1600s, and it's basically following the story of Adam and Eve and that whole aspect of things. But something I find really interesting is that John Milton is almost doing the opposite of what Dante is, in the fact that I think, if I know correctly, I believe this book is almost siding with the devil and trying to show how the devil felt when he was cast out of paradise and whatnot, and how it's not really his fault and that it's God's fault. Whereas Dante is more leaning towards the side of hell is awful and this is what you're missing if you want to make it to paradise. And I think these are going to be two greatly contrasting novels. Okay, now we're going to move into the more fun side of the book haul. We're done with classical literature. We're done with all that for now. I want to show you guys some of the books I bought just for college so that I could read for fun, because I'm really am in need of books, and it's really sad. I need more books. So, to start off, I'd like to talk about Station 11. As you can see, I'm probably about halfway done with the novel, and it's really interesting so far. It kind of follows the story of an actor who died on stage, and then the apocalypse happened later weeks, weeks following. And it just shows the lives before the apocalypse and after the apocalypse. And it's just really interesting. We travel with a group of theater people and musicians who travel around northern Michigan after the apocalypse and play music and perform Shakespearean plays. And it's really fascinating. They run into different towns and meet different kinds of people, and it gets a little interesting once they go to a town called St. Deborah by the water. There is a prophet there who is kind of mysterious and there's something malicious going on, but I don't know quite yet what it is, and I'm excited to find out. Okay guys, the next book that I'm about to show you is really exciting for me. I've wanted to read this ever since I heard someone talk about it in my novels class in high school, and it is called Cloud Atlas. Now, Cloud Atlas actually follows 6 stories that each kind of end on a cliffhanger at first, because it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the stories kind of reverse backwards and they finish them 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And a lot of these stories are connected somehow, and the person that I was talking to about it said that there were like slight hints of like reincarnation put into the novel, and I think that's really cool, and I'm really excited to read it. Okay, really quick, I'd just like to talk about bookdepository.com, where I got 2 of these books, the next one that I'm about to show you and the final book that I'm going to show you. It's a neat little website where you can buy novels for fairly cheap prices, especially since they're new and they're in really good condition. Like, you'll see the novel I'm about to show you, mint condition, it's beautiful. And they also give you little bookmarks that I think are kind of neat. So if you're interested, go to bookdepository.com. There's new books, and it's so much cheaper than Barnes & Noble, you guys. It's ridiculous. But anyways, this first book that I'm going to show you is Vicious by V.E. Schwab. Now, this novel follows the story of Eli and Victor, who are best friends in college, but they verge on a scientific breakthrough that gives supernatural powers, and it lands one of them in jail. And they have this big feud, and apparently the whole novel's basically about them fighting each other with superpowers, and it sounds really cool, and I'm really excited to read it. The last book I want to show you guys today is written by Brandon Sanderson and is called The Alloy of Law. Now, I feel like if you've read any fantasy over the past couple of years, you know that Brandon's really blowing up, and this is one of the Mistborn novels. Like, after the Mistborn trilogy, he's starting a new kind of series, and this basically takes place in the Wild West of what would have been like the Mistborn world, and I'm really excited for it. I haven't really read Western, and I don't really want to. However, this is Brandon Sanderson we're talking about, and I love the Mistborn trilogy so much that I thought I would give this a try. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you had a good time. Goodbye.